In the heart of a rugged mountain range, where the wind whispers secrets of ancient times, there exists a cave carved by the hands of nature itself. Within its cool, dark embrace, two lives intertwine, a man and a woman whose bond is as enduring as the stone walls that surround them. Their story is one of resilience, simplicity, and love, unbroken by the passage of time. The man, his hair silvered with age, moves with deliberate purpose. Each step tells of a life well lived, his hands calloused from years of toil. He carries firewood he gathered from the sparse trees dotting the landscape, each piece carefully chosen to sustain them through another night. His movements are steady, unfaltering, as though the rhythm of his days has been honed to perfection over decades. Nearby, the woman works with quiet determination, her fingers deftly weaving strands of coarse material into something practical yet enduring. Her face bears the gentle marks of time, each line a testament to the joys and struggles she has shared with her companion. The two exchange no words, yet their unspoken understanding fills the space between them. It is a language of glances, gestures, and shared silence that speaks volumes more than words ever could. Their life in the cave is one of profound simplicity. There are no luxuries, no distractions, only the essentials that sustain them. A small hearth provides warmth and light, its smoke curling up to the natural chimney above. A few earthen vessels, worn smooth by years of use, hold water and food. Every item in their possession has a purpose, a story, a place in their world. The air within the cave carries a faint earthy scent, mingled with the aroma of the fire. This is their refuge, their sanctuary, where time seems to stand still. The walls, weathered and uneven, are adorned with faint carvings, symbols etched long ago, perhaps by others who once sought shelter here. These markings, faded by centuries, seem to echo the timelessness of their existence. Outside, the harshness of the environment contrasts sharply with the calm within the cave. The wind sweeps across the barren land, carrying with it the sound of distant birds and the occasional rustle of leaves. The world beyond the cave is vast and untamed, yet it is here, in this humble dwelling, that the couple has found their peace. The man returns to the cave, setting the firewood down with care. The woman glances up briefly, a small smile playing at the corners of her mouth. It is a moment so brief, so subtle, yet it carries a depth of meaning that words can never capture. He sits beside her, picking up a tool to mend a wooden utensil, their movements synchronized as though guided by an invisible thread. Their love is not one of grand gestures or declarations. It is in the little things. The way they share their food, how he adjusts her shawl when the air grows cooler, how she ensures the fire is always burning when he returns from his tasks. It is a love that has been tested by time, forged in the crucible of hardship, and strengthened by their unwavering commitment to one another. In their faces, one can see echoes of a life lived fully, of choices made and paths taken that led them to this place. Perhaps they were driven here by necessity, by the chaos of a world they chose to leave behind. Or perhaps they came willingly, seeking solitude and the freedom to live life on their own terms. Whatever their reasons, they have created a world of their own, a sanctuary untouched by the noise and distractions of the modern world. The quiet moments of their day hold a beauty all their own, as the sun dips below the horizon, casting the cave in a golden light. They sit together in silence, watching the play of shadows on the walls. There is no need for words. Their presence is enough. In that moment, the world outside ceases to exist, and all that remains is the enduring connection between two souls who have chosen to walk this path together. Life in the cave is a delicate balance of survival and serenity. The couple, though aged, moves with an efficiency born of necessity and years of practice. Their day begins before the sun crests the horizon, their bodies attuned to the rhythm of nature. The man steps outside into the crisp morning air, his breath visible in the cold. He surveys the landscape, eyes scanning for signs of weather changes or anything that might affect their routine. His gait is steady as he ventures to gather firewood or check on a small, makeshift traps set for wild game. Meanwhile, the woman tends to their modest dwelling. Her hands are skilled, her movements purposeful as she stirs a pot of water over the fire, adding forage herbs and roots to create a simple broth. She organizes their few belongings, each item carefully placed to maximize their limited space. There is no clutter, no excess, only the bare essentials required to sustain their life. Everything they have is either crafted by their own hands or found in the wilderness. It is a testament to their self-reliance and resourcefulness. The challenges of their life are many, yet they face each with quiet resilience. Food is never guaranteed, and the man often returns empty-handed from his foraging or hunting trips. Yet there is no complaint, no despair, only an acceptance of the natural order. When the weather turns harsh, they work together to fortify their shelter, using stones and mud to seal gaps and keep out the biting cold. Their survival depends on their ability to adapt, and they have become masters of making do with what they have. Despite these hardships, there is beauty in their existence. The cave, though rugged, provides them with safety and a sense of permanence. Its walls are cool in the summer and warm in the winter, a natural insulation that protects them from the extremes of the outside world. They have carved a niche for themselves in this inhospitable landscape, transforming what might seem desolate into a home filled with life and purpose. The woman has a keen eye for the small wonders of their environment. She notices the delicate flowers that bloom after rare rains, their vibrant colors a stark contrast to the muted tones of the landscape. She collects these blooms, not for decoration, but as reminders of the fleeting beauty that exists even in the harshest conditions. The man, too, has his moments of quiet observation. He studies the flight of birds, the patterns of the wind, and the tracks left by animals, all of which guide his decisions and actions. Their connection to nature is not merely practical, but deeply spiritual. They respect the land and take only what they need, always mindful of the delicate balance that sustains their world. The man's tools are simple yet effective, crafted from stone and wood. He sharpens his knife with precision, knowing it is an extension of his own hand, vital for everything from hunting to crafting. The woman's weaving, though utilitarian, carries a quiet artistry, her hands moving with a rhythm that mirrors the natural world. There are moments of joy amidst the challenges. A successful hunt brings a rare feast, and the couple shares their meal with a sense of gratitude that transcends words. Their laughter, though soft and fleeting, carries a warmth that lingers long after the sound has faded. They find contentment in the simplest of things: a warm fire, a clear night sky, the comfort of each other's presence. Illness and age occasionally remind them of their vulnerability. The woman's hands sometimes tremble, making her work slower than it once was. The man's steps are not as quick, his body bearing the weight of years spent laboring under the sun. Yet they do not dwell on these limitations. Instead, they adapt, finding new ways to share the load and care for one another. Their bond grows stronger with each challenge they overcome, a testament to their unwavering partnership. As night falls, the world outside the cave becomes a symphony of natural sounds. The call of distant animals, the rustling of leaves, the steady rhythm of the wind. Inside, the couple sits by the fire, their faces illuminated by its flickering light. The man carves a piece of wood, his hands steady and deliberate, while the woman mends a tear in their clothing. The silence between them is not empty, but filled with understanding and contentment. Their life may seem austere to others, but to them, it is enough. They have created a world that is both challenging and rewarding, a life stripped of excess but rich in meaning. It is a life that demands much but gives back in ways that cannot be measured, a life that, despite its hardships, is deeply fulfilling. Their story is one that transcends words, woven into the very fabric of their existence. It is a tale of love that has endured beyond the noise of the world, a bond unbroken by time. The man and woman live in harmony, not just with the land but with each other. Their relationship a quiet testament to the strength of connection forged in the fires of shared experience. Theirs is a love that has grown deeper with age, unshaken by the trials they have faced. It is present in the way they anticipate each other's needs, in the subtle gestures that require no acknowledgement. The man places a bowl of broth before the woman without her asking. She adjusts his worn shawl without a word. These small acts carry the weight of years, moments that speak of devotion and care. Their history is etched not just in their memories, but in the objects that surround them. A carved wooden figure sits on a ledge, its surface smooth from decades of touch, a gift from their younger days, exchanged when life was simpler. On the cave walls are faint markings, symbols they added to over time, each one holding a story known only to them. These details reveal a life rich in meaning, despite the simplicity of their surroundings. The couple has weathered storms, both literal and metaphorical. They have faced scarcity, illness, and the isolation of their chosen life, yet they have remained steadfast. Their strength lies in their unity, an unspoken agreement to carry one another through whatever comes their way. The woman recalls a time when the man fell ill during a harsh winter, his body weakened by fever. She nursed him tirelessly, gathering herbs and stoking the fire through sleepless nights. Years later, when her hands grew too frail for weaving, he took over her work, fumbling at first but persevering until he mastered the skill. Their love is a partnership, a mutual reliance that has carried them through the darkest of times. Memories of their youth occasionally surface, unbidden but welcome. The man sometimes hums a tune from their early days, a melody that once played at their wedding celebration. The woman smiles at the sound, her mind drifting back to the moment they danced under the open sky, surrounded by family and friends. These fragments of the past are not mourned but cherished, woven into the fabric of their present. They remind them of how far they have come and of the choices that led them to this life of quiet fulfillment. Their story is one of purpose, even in solitude. The couple's presence is a reminder of the enduring power of love, a beacon of resilience in a world that often seems transient and fleeting. Their decision to retreat to the cave was not one of defeat but of intention, a choice to live by their values and to find peace in simplicity. Theirs is not a life of isolation but of connection, to each other and to the land that sustains them. As the years pass, they grow more attuned to the rhythm of their surroundings. The seasons dictate their days, and they embrace the cycles of nature with reverence. They know the sound of rain on the rocks and the way the earth smells after a storm. They recognize the patterns of the stars and the phases of the moon. Their lives align with the natural world in a way that feels both ancient and eternal. Their love is quiet but unwavering, a foundation that grounds them. In the soft light of the fire, the man reaches for the woman's hand, their fingers intertwining like the roots of a tree. They sit in silence, their thoughts aligned, their hearts beating in harmony. This is their life, a life of depth, of meaning, a profound connection that requires no embellishment. The cave, their home, stands as a witness to their journey. Its walls have seen their joys and sorrows, their triumphs and struggles. It is a place that holds their story, a sanctuary that has sheltered them through the passing years. The marks they have left here, on the walls, in the earth, in each other's hearts, are their legacy, a testament to a love that endures. As the fire dims and the night deepens, the couple rest side by side, their breath steady and calm. The world outside the cave continues, vast and untamed, but within these walls, they have carved out a life that is wholly their own. Their love, like the cave, is timeless, a quiet, enduring force that carries them forward day after day, year after year.